MOUZ. Folks, what do you make of this? Indeed, we're getting a lot of melee heroes coming out in the lineup from MOUZ. Is it going to work out, or do you think VP is going to be able to play their positioning to an advantage and punish this?
It's a very aggressive lineup. I'm really glad Mira brought it up because I think we saw now 3 or 4 games where we saw these like quad melee drafts. They look good for maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and then it's like these 2 or 3 overextensions that can get punished really hard. So I think MOUZ definitely have to be a bit disciplined with the way that they overextend on some of these team fights because, yeah, VP, they've got a really, really strong overall team fight in particular, and a lot of ways to protect the egg. I think I'm seeing Troll Phoenix a lot where you have this miss chance that's just overwhelming because Phoenix always puts out the miss chance now, and then you have these axes to cover the egg as well too. So I think they wanted that carry that can also protect egg as well as be able to deal with that lane pressure from a Darkseer Spirit Breaker. So very strong draft, I would say, from VP, but MOUZ, they've got what they want too. It's not a weak draft by any means. It's got a lot of damage, and it will have a good damage mitigation in particular versus the VP draft because they're going to have the Darkseer auras, while the VP draft might not. We'll have to see what Notice builds on the Pango because there's a possibility he does go down the aura route, but we'll have to see.
It's the early fight here around the bounty rune. Narman will be able to pick it up, but
he has to skill charge level 1. He could just die.
Probably going to pay with his life, indeed. So charge skill did get the bounty, but did give up first blood to Kiritic.
Not a good start. Definitely not something you want to have happen with your lane versus a Troll, because Troll now having an advantage versus the Darkseer Spirit Breaker means that he is going to probably be set up to just free farm down there. Even one of these first bloods makes a big difference. But we'll have to see if those level 3 timing does come out. And interesting to point out. I mean, okay, never mind. I'll wait to say it, but.
Now, what do we got?
I'll tell you in a second.
Okay. Okay.
I've been seeing a bit of mix of it, so I mean, I'll point it out fine. Darkseer went for the quick wit, so I've seen mostly people take the heart of the battle, but he's going for the attack speed. So, a bit interesting, especially because he's playing versus Troll. So, how much are you going to benefit from actually punching? In particular and stuff, right?
Yeah, what do you want? I mean, are we going to see some cool next level builds?
Not sure, because I feel like I usually see the movement speed one, especially because he's playing with the Primal Beast who has the Romp and Stomp, who gives like the movement speed as well too around and stuff. So I don't know, we'll see. I like pointing out when I see people take different style facets.
Because what is sort of the percentage of the facet picking this facet?
It's like 50%, right?
Oh, is it pretty 50-50?
Yeah, it's 0.5. So. No, like 50% of your intelligence gives you attack speed.
No,
or what are you asking me?
The amount of people that are picking it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Actually, I should check that. I don't really know.
It's got to be pretty low,
It's got to be low. I'll check for a second.
Right, let's have a mid lane matchup so far. Squadix versus Supreme.
It's starting to get picked more.
Okay.
So, fair to say.
Going on with it.
Yeah. I think at the start I saw people grabbing the other one more, but okay, cool. But he is versus Troll, so we'll have to see if like the attack speed and everything does help him in the midst of all of that. Just a random one to point out. Looking at the lanes right now, there's definitely some creep manipulation going on, at least in the top lane. Gyro is starting to suffer a little bit in CS, but he's pulling the waves, so should be able to catch up decently. Notice probably the one that's gonna, I mean, he looks like he's gonna start suffering a bit, at least up here, since he is gonna be playing versus that Gyro lane. I think we're seeing Gyro lanes just win almost every time lately.
This is a pretty rough start on CS, or lack of it here for the Pango.
Absolutely.
I mean, is there anything that Rubik can do to make this a bit easier?
It's just pulling. Yeah, it's just pulling waves. He actually got the creep camp open too, so he's going to be able to probably deny a couple of creeps in. So he should be able to get some, but it is going to be a bit of a slower start, at least the first few waves. Mid, I mean, it's DK versus Primal. I don't think we want to watch that one. The side lanes are definitely going to be a lot more exciting, unless there's a big mistake that happens in that mid lane.
Top lane.
Should be okay.
Gets the shield crash off.
He's not getting much CS at all, though.
At all.
It's actually still getting worse and worse, and they actually got the side pull themselves on MOUZ, so...
Yeah, this lane is one of the roughest starts I feel I've seen from an offlane duo really in this tournament. Yeah, 4 last hits at 3 minutes in on the offlane.
And it's a very strong, aggressive lane that they've got on MOUZ, as they do hit 3.
Dead. They find the chance to get in on top of him. I mean, that's a big kill to find, considering top lane as well, the dive coming in from the two of them, banging and on it. They're able to get under the tower and take down Antares.
Yep, very good kill bottom. They do it as soon as level 3 hits. Even though the Troll was free farming, they're able to just go with the full magic damage. Don't really need the punches of the quick wit. Yeah, 2 ion shells. They did 800 damage onto him there in seconds. That level 3 timing that comes out from Darkseer, it wasn't a double wave dive or anything like that under tower. It actually was just a double wave that was out in the mid lane. Or out in, like, the further out of the lane, not at the tower in particular, so. And now Norman will try to get the pull on the wave too, so nicely done down here. Even though he did end up giving that first blood, is making up for it now. Dragging the wave while Force also just pulls the camp and stacks it, so just should be able to deny a decent amount from Kiritich.
A nice little snipe there from Antares. Was able to find out when it's Curry on the way out with the Falcon Blade, so at least able to take some of the stats away from him in this lane where he's getting pretty good farm as the Jarrett. Not quite as good as that of the Trolls down bottom, and that was even with the Troll going down.
They're bringing some harassment onto Supreme. This could be close.
That's a good amount of burst. Got the control with the telekinesis. Supreme getting body blocked as well by Antares, who try and trample away, but the right clicks come through, and VP take him down.
Beautiful body blocks from Antares there. So I was going to actually mention this Rubik in this game because overall in particular, looking at his spouse to steal, they can be a bit difficult for him to get a very good one. Of course, versus the Primal Beast can be amazing, but he doesn't have these like incredible double nukes that sometimes you do see these Rubiks having in a game. So we'll have to see what Antares is able to steal in that mid game. Of course, the Primal Beast is amazing. If he can get any of these ion shells or vacuums, it's super good, but the other heroes, it's not the greatest. Rebound, of course, being very good, but sometimes difficult to steal from Marcy these days.
I really start to see quite the CS difference now, actually, in that mid lane.
Yep.
When it comes to the DK and the Primal.
And he's at 6, so Supreme could actually get set up on again immediately. It's a very early advantage for that level. Just constantly using stun every time Trample was used is really having an effect after the first few waves, and Antares setting up for the rune. This tower, they're going to need to help it. And they have double melee heroes to help the tower, too, so it's not these deep pushers, these spammers or anything by any means. They need to be there with their bodies. I think it could be awkward to defend this tower. Olin, in the meantime, though, is chasing down Notice top. He might just be able to finish him off with another barrage.
He's got 17-1 charges.
Yeah, he gets slowed down.
Yeah, so should be fine. Back over in the mid, they're going to bring over the Phoenix as well to continue to put this pressure onto the tier 1.
This tower's dead.
I mean, as you say, it's just very difficult for MOUZ's lineup to defend towers this early.
Double melee heroes, just they don't really contribute much. It's always those ranged heroes with the spam to be able to stop it. Yeah, tower's dead. That's, I think, the earliest tier 1 I've seen. I saw a 7-minute one the other day, but a 6-minute, that's absurd. His bottom, Kiritich.
They're going to go for him. FNG's going to come in with the backup. Kiritich, is he able to get away? He's not able to. The Iron Shell ends up ticking him down. FNG might be able to find Force in return. Not quite. Forces into the trees. Narman will fall. See if Antares can find Force.
He's got a blood grenade, but Force is hiding, and he'll be okay. I mean, does he see the spray paint?
I was going to say, did that spray paint kind of give it away? Maybe it's the double bluff, you know. I'm going to spray here and TP here.
He's like, I'm not here, you know, I gotcha. But no, he'll be able to get away. Yeah, very early tower. Definitely going to be a bit problematic for the Primal Beast. So even though the off lane on VP is struggling, that mid lane Primal Beast is also suffering. So it's kind of the similar that we're seeing, at least on the net worth, coming out here after this laning phase here.
Yeah, for sure. And I think you probably... You take your off-laner struggling over your mid-laner struggling. So VP will definitely be much more happier with this early state of the game, even though the gold is pretty much even in the kills as such. That mid-tower, that's a big one.
Yeah. And I'm just sometimes worried for some of these Primal Beasts, even though you're such a tanky hero, sometimes you can run into these problems where you overextend and you do get brought down because of it if you do fall behind. So see how Supreme does recover. Does he have any stacks? He does have a couple, so should be able to just trample those down, but VP looking to speed up with Squad X having this power timing. He's going to be hitting hard. He's got he's got the Blitz Knuckles already. He's got the 4-in Corrosive.
I think if they can get killed down bottom, they can definitely turn it into a tower push, and it's going to be a similar story to that of the push on mid, where MOUZ may struggle to hold these early tier 1s.
To hold tier 1s, they have to just show up for the fight. They can't just do it to spam or anything like that. They might have to bring the gyro for early situations. As Force.
They're going to get caught by the telekinesis. They've got the control. He gets the surge off, but kind of an awkward back and forth run there he made that did keep him in range of a potential telekinesis.
At the least, I believe, he bought the mech right before dying, so didn't end up losing that gold. So does have his mech finished up at a nice early timing, so they'll have that. If they want to take fights around it, now their fighting is strong around those towers. They just have to probably bring... Yeah, they might have to bring the Darkseer and the Gyro in some of these situations if they want to hold on to some of these early tier 1s. Because VP right now, it does look like they want to be able to get that advantage of pressuring with Squad X. He's bottom. So yeah, they're going to bring the Darkseer, they're going to bring the Primal. I'm going to go for maybe a wraparound here. It's going to be cool. See if it ends up working out.
See Squadix, but he's very quick to turn the Dragon Tail stun
It's too
over
deep
onto
now.
Supreme.
They're
VP's
bringing
coming
back
in. They're
up.
going to have the full team here, VP. This is a dangerous fight for MOUZ
So
to
is
try
Only.
and take.
MOUZ is bringing the gyro as well.
I mean, they've dropped the wall down. Notice rolling in with Rolling Thunder. Doesn't want to go up to the high ground.
Now VP's gone too far, maybe.
I mean, they'll be able to leave Antares behind. If the rest of them get out, they'll take that VP at least. I mean, still MOUZ. If they can get this kill, they can maybe take the tower. See if
They might be able to get another.
FNG. Has still got a dive available. See if Kiritic can help out at all. This is a pretty deep and slow movement here from MOUZ. They're jumping in. They're really going for him.
This is deep.
I mean, Kiritic is going to start trying to turn.
He doesn't get the ult off.
Gets caught by the stun.
Nice stun, Supreme.
And absolutely timing that at a point where he knew that Kiritic would be holding off to
And
the
now
last moment to put the
Squadix,
ult.
he's running into 4.
And now he's surrounded by them. Squadix, he'll put the one charge. He's looking for Supreme. He's not going to get him. Supreme's going to live. Squadix dies as well. It works for MOUZ. They just go for it.
I mean, honestly, I think this is like the mech HP regen or something that keeps Supreme alive at the end there, but they bring the squad. They bring 5 heroes. VP overextends for a second, MOUZ overextends for a second, then VP again overextends, and they get the wraparound. Good rotation from Onlit. It's a great way to defend towers.
Now Supreme, he gets himself a nice regen rune on the way up.
And he's fully back in it. Great usage there of the onslaught, of not allowing Kiritic to get the ulti off.
Yeah, I mean, you see, I mean, we'll see sort of from what period of his HP it was kind of stun locked. It was from...
He wanted to wait a little longer.
He did wait. I mean, he was waiting pretty long there.
Probably a bit too long.
Yeah.
Maybe could have gotten 1 or 2 kills out of it with Squadix coming in, but now the DK also comes in and dies, so.
No, I think absolutely. If he gets that off, we had still the DK and the Rubik coming back in to help out. Easily 2 kills, maybe more.
FNG. No ult yet on the Phoenix.
I mean, Narman is going pretty deep again for this one. They get the wall down. I mean,
There's
Supreme just comes crashing across. They're able to take FNG out.
Kiritic.
They can look towards Kiritic this time.
He's got the ulti.
They've got the Pulverize to control him through some of it, but indeed with the rest of the ult, he should be able to chase down Supreme. Now, Supreme's pretty
he gave
speedy.
Pulverize. He actually ended up giving it.
See if they can get out. Bangan's going to go for the TP away. Supreme, I don't know if he can get away from this. He's thinking about going back over to Kiritic, and he's very close to getting him. In fact, he's able to go back in and kill him.
Oh, Supreme.
He's going to get away with this as well.
5 and 1.
He just goes back in with the 3 of them, takes down the poor old troll, and he walks off.
Oh, such nice plays.
Oh, meanwhile, though, his carry in the mid, on it.
He's juking. Dodging the roll.
I tell you what, very nice dodges.
Oh, and he's too fast.
Look how speedy he is. Now he's ready to turn. They've got a charge coming in as well over the window. Just telekinesis is there from Antares to put a stop to the Pulverize. But they've lost FNG again. Antares will be able to use the stolen Pulverize on the Bang and will actually put a stop to the charge.
MOUZ is just outnumbering them.
But indeed, and it's working. Antares is gone. Notice in Squadix, they're looking towards this, but I don't know if they want to get stuck into a fight. There's 5 heroes available on MOUZ.
VP's falling for just brawling too much into this MOUZ lineup. And MOUZ's lineup is perfectly fine with brawling when they have, double Ion Shell on all these melee cores running in. These supports now thriving, level 6 and level 7, while the supports on VP, I believe, just hit 6 on the Phoenix. Rubik did have Pulverize stolen, but he couldn't find an opportunity to actually grab and get a good usage out of it. MOUZ snowballing out of control just in a matter of, 3 minutes, 4 minutes out of that bottom situation. Beautiful stuff. And it's all kind of at the back of a Supreme after having a bit of a tough start. He just charges right through relentlessly, and it works.
Yeah, he's making some crazy moves, and it's paying off the team play. And, you know, when one of them's all in, the rest of them are. You know, MOUZ knows that they have to back up one another, and, you know, they can't go for any of these plays half-heartedly. They're just all in, and so far it's working. Yeah,
now definitely seeing a bit of lack of damage on the side of VP to deal with the mech and deal with the overall tankiness of the heroes of, you know, Supreme. Now that he's been able to kind of get these levels built up, he's going to be sitting, at 1,700 HP or more when he's got the Ogre Axe. And the damage from VP, Panel had mentioned it does come a bit slow. Especially when you've got this Battle Fury build that needs to be worked up for Kiritic. Gyro can get involved early. Troll needs time. See how VP does try to slow things down after MOUZ gets that massive surge of momentum.
MOUZ, I guess with their lineup, can they look for an early rush, or is it's kind of awkward with their heroes?
It's a little awkward, but I feel like they can just play the farm. After they just won those few fights for Onip, I think they can actually chill. They can look for every single fight, but they can also play quite a bit of that farm game. It's a very strong lineup when they can play as the 5. Especially with this Gyro just having this big separation now versus the Troll. He's going to be able to just keep that lead. That tower defense and that wraparound was really everything for them. Beautifully set up. And they're feeling strong, especially since they're all grouped up here. VP, now the ones perhaps who might have difficulties actually fighting around these towers themselves, fighting versus the 5 men of MOUZ.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower.
They're getting away with this tier 1 VP. They don't have any interest in fighting right now. Just fully avoiding these moves.
His gyro is scary, because on top of the fact that it's a gyro, which can fight earlier, he also has a Marcy. So he's going to be side kicked up. He's always going to be buffed up for the fight as well, too, to have that in comparison to the Troll, who has no steroid built in on his team.
Yeah, and he's going to have a million teammates between VP and him. You know, all these melee heroes around him just charging forward, getting stuck in at the front of the fight. It's going to be very difficult for VP to get around them and get to this gyro.
Absolutely, and Force is going to have the timing now that I think VP might not have damage for a while, right? This mech, this pipe is pretty much going to be finished at like the 16-minute mark, and VP might need a lot more time to be able to fight because their drafted damages come slowly. Doesn't come in any fast motion of burst, but they're going to look to smoke. They've got Mage Slayer timing for Squad X, so definitely trying to find at least some of these kills before that pipe does come online.
This feels difficult though. They've got to try and get a good supernova off successfully.
But they can disengage. That's the issue too, is they have to cover it kind of perfectly. If there's a surge and they get out of it, could be devastating. Let's see what Squad X finds.
Oh, they know they're in here.
Ooh, a little bit of a juke.
Not going to find them though. So looking unlikely that this smoke's going to get VP anything.
Force going to show. Nope, just throws a shell. He sees them, and he'll back away. Now MOUZ could perhaps look to fight down here, since they've got this information. I believe they saw the Pango as well in the mid lane. VP might have to just run away. They have a ward, so they see the TPs coming down, so they saw pretty much everybody from MOUZ on that one. So they'll be able to disengage and get some farm going. But MOUZ getting much more out of the map, and now Supreme, his BKB is done, Owen. Damage does feel it's going to be very difficult for BP.
I mean, yeah, this Primal's not going to die for a long time. Not until Troll's kind of got 2 items on top of the Battle Fury, it feels.
Yeah. I don't think Troll's going to turn up until he has BKB at least, but even might not even show up before that. And they're just going to force the Roche. They're like, okay, we're not going to do it maybe at insanely fast, but at pretty decent speed, actually, with the sidekick and the gyro. Yeah. And there's not really a way for VP to come up here and contest. That's actually pretty damn fast. He got the Aghanims right before the fight, right before they went up here on the gyro too. So yeah, it's actually very quick.
Yeah, it feels like MOUZ, with the way that they're playing and the draft they've got and the lead that they have. So think of the connection here with the ult. They do, and he's gone. Supreme coming up with the follow-up. Pulverize is there. Noticed is gone. But with the way that MOUZ is playing, I expect them to try and get quite a lot done with this Aegis, right? I don't think they're going to sit back.
No, they're so damn strong right now. Honestly, they can really look to pretty much take any single fight, especially with this gyrocopter if he wants to show up, and he can show up in every fight. He's got his core items. He's got all the core items. Same thing for the Primal, and same thing. All 3 cores, right? All 3 cores have their ideal items at such a fast timing. How is VP going to bring this back? I mean, the only real way is going to be time, right? It really does feel like it has to just be on the back of Kiritich being able to get that crazy farm for the Troll, and if Notice is able to get some good swing arounds with his Pango rolls, but starting to get more and more difficult. Always playing versus Primal Beast and Spirit Breaker as Pango can be difficult because they have ways to mess with you during your Rolling Thunder also.
Talking about the Troll.
Another one.
They've found him. Has Kiritich got any way out of this? Backup's
another
on its way,
beautiful
but,
stun.
Indeed, not even a chance to get his ults off. FNG's up to the cliff with the TP. Nothing will stop him, so he'll escape. But yeah, they're finding the Troll, shutting down Kiritich, slowing his farm, and making sure that the Ornate continues to be far, far ahead of his counterpart.
Supreme is playing it so well. I have to give him so much credit, really. After he dies first, he's able to make so much happen. And Narman
tries to get the setup onto Antares in the mid. Narman, he's going to go down. Supreme, he's ready to find a trade, though. He's able to get him with the tramp on the BKB to take down Antares.
He's probably thinking about it, but no, he'll back away.
A little too deep under the tier 2.
If his gyro is closer, I think he might just grab the Pango there, but only not quite in range. 1-for-1 trade. BKB was used from Supreme. Now he has to be a little careful of his positioning. He does have the backup of Force, though, so that pipe is there.
Dragon Tail. And indeed, Force with the vacuum is ready to try and help out with the fight. The Supernova's there. They'll opt to kite it out and keep out of range of the Supernova. Now look to go back in. Supreme charges forward, not able to quite get a grab onto FNG. VP, they're still thinking about
looking to go
back.
back in.
Jump over the Dragon Tail somewhere. They're on the burst through Supreme. But Unit, he's turned up in the gyro and he's ready to start dishing out the damage. Squadix and FNG both getting low, but Kiritich is here. He's able to reach in, take down Bengen, and maybe look for MOUZ. In on top of the gyro and on the darks here. Force able to surge away.
Goes down.
That's the Aegis gone.
Squadix has a follow-up stun. His gyro's isolated.
Round 2, they should be able to find him, no problem with Kiritich in position. That was
they strike back.
A rough fight for MOUZ to take. They tried to get something done with the Aegis. They felt strong. The Supreme dying at the start, and this time VP all in position. You know, Kiritich able to turn up in a big fight for him to turn up to, as he's had a tough opening to the game so far, and that fight pretty much pushes him in a very, very good direction towards that BKB.
After Supreme showed, I was okay. He's got the pipe, but then extended a little bit too far forward afterwards. They get the catch, and they're on the high ground. A great positioning from VP to just get every single spell off perfectly, and the Troll comes in for the cleanup. That's the BKB almost done.
Like, I felt like, I think I expected, and I think Unit expected as well, to be doing more damage on the gyro in that situation, but as it was, he didn't end up shredding through the heroes maybe as quickly as he was anticipating stepping up like that.
I mean, it could perhaps just be like that miss rate that does come into play when mentioning, right? The Phoenix and the Troll do provide an absurd amount of miss inside these team fights, so we'll try to keep chance of how many stacks he does have on him, but game completely swung back for VP.
They're going to look to go again, though.
I think MOUZ still has good timings to be able to take fights, especially when any of these ults are on cooldown, especially that egg.
Dire are scanning.
I did lose quite the lead there, though, MOUZ.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Looking to take away the Wisdom Rune here, but looking at Torres, he's got a similar idea. He's like, yeah, they're probably stealing ours, so I'm going to take theirs. So they will get that 1-for-1 exchange. But they're pinging, actually. Spirit Breaker's coming in, but Antares has already claimed it. There's actually a second one. Wait, there's a second one there. Oh, he's got 2. I didn't even see it.
And he's out with the charge. Well, he got himself quite a nice surprise there.
I don't even think he noticed at first, because
I didn't. Was it like under it? Or?
I didn't see it, honestly. Okay.
Well, easy levels for the Rubik.
Well, after that last fight and those Wisdom Runes, look how far. Look at their experience advantage.
Yeah, this is it's looking like VPs now.
That's
quite the swing around.
That's wild.
And gold and XP in everything. We'll see the replay again here, Fogged.
Okay, that was the original, and then the new one spawned under him while he grabbed it. That looks funny. Either way, MOUZ looking for a fight. Supreme with his BKB still wants to try to get a catch, but Kiritich has actually found him first. Can he disengage?
Oh,
nice vacuum.
The vacuum down, runs the wall as well. Unit stepping up. Kiritich is there any way out for him? He's got the BKB and he's got the heals coming in from FNG, so they won't be able to push for the kill. He's kept safe.
Awkward BKB. Maybe felt like they were going to full commit onto him on the high ground, but definitely an unnecessary one. That's a funny fight. I think we've seen now a couple of these vacuums, of course, on the cliff. And my brain, of course, is now starting to perceive why also on top of everything he did want Quick Wit, even though it's now the more one, he's also killing Egg, or trying to kill Egg.
Sure.
It took me forever to really, it's like, I mean, I watched him punching, but
sense, for
it does.
But it's still like, how reliable are you going to be getting right clicks in anyway, because of all the missed chance, but I guess you take what you can.
Absolutely. Narman ults at the ready, Antares, he's got a Force and a mech. He's actually quite farmed now on this Rubik, but might still get caught. Yeah. He's got a charge. He actually gets away.
I tell you what, this Rubik.
Antares is doing so much work.
I was going to say, this Antares has got to be frustrating MOUZ with these plays. Getting away like this, stealing their wisdoms, so he's getting into their heads.
I didn't think that he'd be able to get charge almost ever. It's one of the harder spells to get versus a Spirit Breaker, because he's almost always giving you Bulldoze, because you're using it after that charge. So impressive that he was able to get it and hold on to it for this long. It's now saved him in multiple scenarios. Supreme trying to find Squadix, but can't quite. Squadix went Yasha. Oh, that's interesting. I thought he was also just going to rush BKB in this game to be able to fight versus the heavy magic damage of MOUZ, but wanted to get a greedy item in between.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
FNG, an early gem. I think VP does this more than any other team. I'm pretty sure FNG does this in most of their games. He buys an early gem just to try to reestablish the game control. And he does have Yules now also. A very good pickup versus that Darkseer and Spirit Breaker. These next few clashes could be everything, since all these item timings are being hit on both sides. VP feeling comfortable to kind of run into the clash themselves here.
Yeah, rightfully so. I mean, Kiritich, he's caught back up as the BKB on top of the Battle of Fury, so he's ready to get stuck in.
He is behind about 2K. There is full vision here from MOUZ. VP's walking into the vision. They'll scout it, but an instant grab.
Oh, straight away, Supreme is going to go for the Phoenix. Grabs FNG. Can
Good
they
force
burst
stats.
FNG? They can't. FNG's able to get the Yules off. He's able to live.
He's got the egg.
The Supernova. They couldn't kill him quick enough. As noticed, he's got the Rolling Thunder control on the backlines of MOUZ.
Good disengage from MOUZ.
Nobody to die.
Nobody even got hit from the Supernova stun. They all just sped away. Drums plus the movement speed. Yeah, they all just completely disengaged, and that was a lot used from VP. That was Rolling Thunder, Egg, BKB from Kiritich. MOUZ might just stay down here for this tower.
Yeah, it looks like they want to keep it going.
They kept their ward alive too. Great force stats to protect FNG, to be honest with you, but at the end of the day, it doesn't end up getting them a successful fight. Not yet, at least. But out of some craziness now that nobody ends up dying there. Squad X mid. Looking for Supreme. BKB on cooldown, but he doesn't have backup, and Supreme's fine.
Well, I might look to fall back and try for Roshan again. It's back up. MOUZ can take it at the top left side of the map, and
yeah, they have time.
I mean, VP, they are in a position now where they could contest it, but they'd have to start making the move pretty quickly.
No Egg. I don't know if that's a good choice. I think it's risky. Yeah, I think you need every single little thing right now at this point on the VP, because you are still a little bit behind versus this carry. Like, this gyro is still very threatening. And MOUZ hasn't scouted the Roche yet, though. Force is going to go check it out. Okay. They might have time, actually, to contest. This might come back up.
They're going to start making the move. I mean, I'm only imagining.
Yeah, I think so. You're right.
Even without Supernova, I don't know if you want to sit back and let MOUZ get this.
Yeah, it might be back up in time, too, because it's going to take them a little bit longer to kill this Roche. And it is going to do the yell, so they'll know.
Yeah, they're starting to make the sort of tentative movements over there. And I think MOUZ as well, they're also a bit hesitant on how they go for this.
Kiritich is two components near that Aghanims too. And Noticed has gone for one of these aura items, of course. He has gone the route of the Pite to be able to stop some of this magic damage.
Nice. Pretty much kept FNG alive in that last play.
Mech and Pipe.
Who's going to find who first? Supreme. Got the vision down. Supreme, he's in with the jump. He's going to try and take out the wall, but that means he gets caught by the Dragon Tail. Up as well with telekinesis. They've surged him up.
He's still got the grab.
There. They grab him. He's gone.
Oh, Antares.
Immediate play there from VP. I mean, Supreme, he really wanted to try and take that ward that got placed out. But that all but gave VP the chance to just lead in onto him, keep him completely stun locked.
Oh, Antares still had it. I don't think that they saw that he still had that pulverize. He is getting the best possible steals ever for this Rubik.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing
amazing.
Why this lad, he's Grandmaster tier or whatever it is, you know, level 25 plus. It's definitely showing. I mean, great steals. He's been an absolute nuisance for MOUZ, this Rubik.
We used to talk about Antares' Sky and Techies a lot. We're going to have to definitely add Rubik to his list as well in these next few upcoming games, as noticed. We'll give some information. Egg on cooldown, of course, for 80 seconds. Supreme is going to be respawning soon. TK form ending. Very good patience from Noticed. Not using that Rolling Thunder in the last fight. They still have it available for this upcoming one.
Well, they've got Blink on Force, so they can look for the setup.
He could get a big vacuum combo. It's still not on him yet, though. Yeah. It's coming out on the Courier.
Wall still cooldown for 35 as well.
Okay.
MOUZ, they're going to try and commit for the Roche. VP, of course, fully aware.
10 seconds or so till Dragon form. Oh, doesn't catch anyone with the shield crash.
Missile's going to be sent immediately over in his direction. Roshan getting pretty low.
He's going. Ooh. No, he's not. There's the DK form back up.
DK form. They're going to try and go for Naaman straight away. Naaman's in with the charge. There's the vacuum onto the three of them. The wall drop down as well. Supreme charge before pops the BKB.
Carrot
He's
to
trampling
pit.
on them with the pipes out. They're into the pit. Roshan slow rolling. Thunder comes through.
Oh, they gets it.
He's able to grab the Aegis. MOUZ, they're able to get the kill, get the pickup. And with that, can they get the fight though? Notice will fall. So if they can turn over towards Squadix. Squadix with this BKB though, he's doing a lot of damage. He's able to pick up a double. He's going to try and TP out with the remainder of it, and he will get away. Same to be said by the looks of it for FNG. He's into the trees. He's able to TP escape, and Tyrus will not be as lucky though. So MOUZ, they take the Roshan, take the Aegis, and they do take the fight.
Well done from Narman there, controlling the troll right at the end of it inside the pit to allow Only to get the finish last hit as well afterwards. Even the Rolling Thunder came in. Yeah, he got the last hit, got that Aegis as well, and they got the cheese, so they got absolutely everything out of it. Squadix, I mean, making another move on mid, but there's backup coming in. He's alone.
Oh, and with his BKB already used, he does not really have any way of protecting himself.
He's very dead.
I mean, a bit of a kind of slip up in judgment, I guess they're going for that mid, not respecting the fact that MOUZ could very quickly connect to him.
A very weird play, especially when there's a Spirit Breaker, right? You know that Nasby's going to join
as
instantly.
As soon as you show, they're going for you. And they've just clearly seen you use BKB in the team fight. So yeah, a bit of a rare mistake there from Squadix.
That was a really, that fight had so many different kind of things happen because there was two different little separate fights kind of happening. There was one in the pit and there was one on the south side that happened. So a lot of credit, like I said, to Narman, but also I didn't get to give credit to Force. He vacuumed as the shield crash was actually happening in the initial go, canceled it, caught 3. So the initiation from MOUZ was pretty clutch in that last engagement. And there was no egg to point out, of course, since it was used in the earlier engagement from FNG. Only Daedalus, of course, it was finished up just after that last fight. Gary getting very, very close to the Satanic as well. The separation between him and Karatic really is the big difference, as we saw his damage in that last fight. Did, what, 8,000 in comparison to the Trolls at 4K.
Eye on it. Then with the push, VP. What is the plan? Aghanim's now finished on notice. They'll lose their Tormentor here to MOUZ.
Okay, they got a little low. Can't contest it though. So he does have the Aghanims, or he's about to have the Aghanims now on Karatic.
Aghanim's on Karatic.
It's taken a long time for him to get it, to be honest. It's one of the slower ones you see on a Troll, since he did have that struggle in the early game, dying back-to-back to Supreme. Great for these dispels, the Surge, the Ion Shell, and Solar Crest, etc. It's gonna be able to remove a lot. But at the same time, now Supreme has also found an Aghanims.
Yep.
Or I say found one, has farmed an Aghanims. It's going to be fantastic versus the Troll and the DK. And even the Pangon is breaking everybody. Next time upcoming fight feels like it's going to be a lot harder for VP.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Now
attack.
they're going to be forced to probably take it pretty soon, the fight, because the pressure's coming in down the mid. Tier 2 to fall.
Yeah, only that's going to pretty much be that Satanic. So they're going to have to go through him effectively 3 times once he's got it finished and it's coming out. Super tanky cores on the side of MOUZ. And it's just feeling still VP, even though they had a little bit of a comeback there, now feeling again like Karatic might need that next 1 item or 2 to be able to contest somehow versus the Gyro. But I don't know if they'll be given that space for MOUZ. Does feel like MOUZ is going to look to continue pressuring this map heavily with this Aegis. Still 90 seconds.
Up they go, Unit. Gonna get caught by the telekinesis into the stolen missile. Sunrise will be able to force him in aggressively.
That's
get him
pretty
caught
nice.
Pretty far behind the tower, but there's the BKB and the ult.
The egg?
They're ready to take it out. They'll
Egg's
focus
dead.
the Supernova immediately, take down the egg, and keep this push going. Tier 3 falling.
Have to hide the egg a little better than that when the Gyro's right in front of it with a Marcy. That time they can focus fire it pretty easy. Satanic back up to full HP, 45 seconds still on this Aegis.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Difficult to mount a defense here now without the Phoenix, without FNG and his Supernova.
Look at this, the uproar. The cracks are going out.
Probably just gonna have to let this set go. Gonna try and do something, but within the last 15 seconds,
Satanic's up again,
they
too.
got control on the side with the vacuum into the charge over the both of them. Unit is falling low. He'll drop the ones.
He kept the Satanic for respawn.
Indeed, he's ready to pop it here for round 2. Supreme, he's got the grab onto the Pango. Grabs him out of the Rolling Thunder. See if they have the damage to take down. Notice they don't. The Rex still alive. Can they finish it quite off? Unit wants to get in to be able to get the job done. But the melee Rex have been protected.
100 HP.
I mean, throughout it all, keeping the melee Rex alive there. I mean, VP, they'll be pretty happy with that defense.
Olnit's looking to go back in. BKB's up in 10 seconds for both him and
they
Supreme.
really want it. Yeah,
they have all their BKBs up in 10 seconds on MOUZ. They want to force this.
They want to get this melee Rex.
VP trying to get a wrap around here. They still have that wall stolen.
I mean, VP knows how much MOUZ want to go for this. Unit is going to get caught straight away. I think forced aggressively into the stun. Unit's going to get the BKB and the Satanic off. They've got the stun control as well onto the troll. Kiritich, is he able to survive through this? He gets caught by these stuns, completely surrounded in control. Kiritich is gone. They get the barracks and they get a big kill on top of it all as well.
On to the next one. Is there any creeps? It's coming in through top. They have plenty of time to be able to stay around here and push, and they didn't even use all the BKBs. Supreme still has his available. 15 seconds for another pulverize if he wants to go.
And now VP, they've got to consider if they need to use these buybacks.
They will have to.
He'll pop his. Kiritich, he's still got 40 seconds. He had to as well. They get the grab onto Unit, but Unit's able to keep his distance. Dive forward from FNG, and with Yules, looks to set up onto the Gyrocopter. Unit tries to heal up. The stun comes in. They'll take Unit down.
Nice Yules. Catches him as the Satanic goes off, and then follow-up stun right after. They do get the follow-up control.
Cost them the buyback.
It does.
So MOUZ, sure, they lose their carry, but they force out a carry buyback.
They're fine with that.
FNG's Phoenix buyback. As long as they retreat, lose no one else during this downtime of the Gyro, they can just look to go again when Unit's back up.
Absolutely. Yeah, they made the call to just disengage. Supreme still at BKB. He could have perhaps gone in to try to save his buddy, but this was a call to make that, nope, we're just going to leave him. And look at that. They picked up double Wisdom Runes again. MOUZ playing so aggressive at this game that they haven't even been backing up for their Wisdom Runes. As we saw now, 4 of them were kind of left over there.
Let's see how much VP can get. I mean, ideally, they want to see if this is a situation in which they can force out the Gyro's buyback, but it's feeling unlikely.
Possible. No,
he's going to be back in 20 as it is, and MOUZ can hold with the 4 of them.
And you don't want to push up too far yourself, because if you do end up dying
this game
on Kiritich, the game's just over, yeah, so. Bengen will take advantage of this time that they were showing in mid.
Very close to his BKB, and of course, once that's there, the Supernova is going to be pretty much impossible for FNG.
Yeah, honestly, he has that and Solar.
He's been caught out on his own again.
Deleted.
I think didn't quite catch, but maybe was he making the walkover? Did he just pick up that
Demon Edge? I believe,
think he might have, yeah.
He's just feeling like he needs any bit of damage that he can get, but that's a
I mean, you're spending up on it, you don't have buyback.
But also just a dangerous place to go for doing that.
Indeed, dangerous spot, and you spend up, you don't have buyback. And the push from MOUZ, I'm pretty sure it's going to come in pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah. Or Roche. You know, you know that the Roche is coming back up in a few moments as well, too. So MOUZ can probably look the pressure, but if they want to be really careful, can look for that. And, oh, man. They found another one.
The charge connects just in time. The TP put to a stop. Noticed. He's got no way out of this. He is gone. He does have buyback available, however. See if he's forced to use it. Dead for 70 seconds.
It's a long Roche respawn. MOUZ don't have to go for it, of course, so can just look to the pressure in this mid lane. Olnit.
They can just step up and start the siege once again.
Yep, throw all the buffs onto him.
As the buyback from Noticed.
They'll give respect to it.
And now probably the backup and check for Roche.
Yeah, check it out. Pick up your tier 4 neutral items since those have just come up as well, and there's some pretty damn good ones for your team. So much gold on these supports now at this point, too. I mean, it's been like that for the majority of this game for the side of MOUZ, but Narman now also has a Shadow Blade if he'd like to go for it. Or he can go down the Yules route to have this Wind Waker later on if save. They've got tons of options on MOUZ.
A minute and a half till the Roshan.
Olnit, a full butterfly, and how close is it looking at any MKB? I mean, they just swapped it up, right? Squad X had the crit chosen, and then he's now switching up toward that MKB, but they're quite a way away.
VP, I mean, are they in any sort of shape to try and get out and contest this Roche? Because this being the third Roshan as well, it's going to be pretty brutal if MOUZ get it.
If you have MKB on Troll, I think you just go. But if you don't, I think you... I mean, you might actually just have to. I think if you don't fight that Roche, it might just be GG. Because if you're giving, this Aghanims or a Refresher Shard if it ends up going down, They're both amazing.
Trying to get the lanes pushed out in position to maybe make the move over there. Roshan
cool.
up in 30.
Force also made the call to not go Aghanims this game on the Darkseer. He's actually gone the route of Octarine just for the consistent fighting, more vacuums in the fights, and then the Spirit Breaker also has switched the build completely. Instead of going down that Wind Waker, he's going Crimson Guard. It's a bit interesting that he did do Crimson Guard because Troll has Aghanims, but either way, you can understand the idea of what he wants, right? They just want to be as strong as possible in the team fight, but that Crimson block is just going to get dispelled from the Ags, Whirling Axes, but either way, whatever. Oh, and he just used BKB as well on Narman. Don't worry, Narman, we didn't see it.
What?
Nah, don't worry about it. He was moving items around and he clicked it by accident.
Uh-oh.
It happens, it happens.
Oh, Roche is up.
I'm a big fan of Crimson Guard, though, so I still like it this game. It's just, yeah, it's funny because there's that, you know, that constant dispel that's going to probably coming out from the Troll. Roche, though, taken away. Ooh, who do you give the... I mean, you could give it to either one of these supports.
I think you give it to Bengen.
It's probably nicer in Bengen overall, but Narman has some cool plays. The planar pocket is pretty nutty. Absorbing any of these stuns, lifts, or any of the stolen Rubik spells. It's ideal that they give it to Bengen more likely, but could see arguments.
Oh, he's giving it to...
Oh, give it to Bengen. Oh,
I mean, well, yeah, this was probably prepared for, right? This is why Forces, as you say, was buying the Octarine and not buying his own Axe.
But bless the supports a little bit. He's having a good enough of a game on Force. I was just wondering how much the punch... I mean, the punch is always very, very good.
Oh, VP, this next defense is going to be a very difficult one. MOUZ, they have absolutely everything, and they're ready to come crashing down the mid lane.
How's the MKBs looking? Troll about to have his finished. DK not quite there. And who found the Ancient Guardian since they're stuck inside the base? Troll did, DK did not. Always have to point that one out, of course. See if they can mount this defense. He still doesn't have the MKB, though, for 350 gold.
Taking down this gyro is not going to be easy. At least even the once and this mid-rax.
It's dying.
They can't do much more than watch them pop the fortification, but who wants to start the fight really on VP?
Kiritich, how long? 2 gold for MKB. Oh. They'll get the lift back. MKB's coming.
Pretty deep. There's the charge for him straight away. They're going on towards Antares. Antares, he'll be able to jump actually out of the side. He gets out alive. A smooth moves there from the Rubik, but the damage is done.
They're going straight for the next.
Away.
BKB was used for Molnit, but still feels strong.
So if they can do anything here on the bottom set, I mean, Squadix trying to step up. They're trying to get some sort of opening to get the telekinesis on. You're over there. The vacuum coming in. Charge for it as well from Narman as VP completely blown apart there. They lose the 2 of them. Kiritich is out. And Tars is gone. No buybacks on those 2. There's MOUZ.
That was beautiful. I mean, even if they lose Bengen, that was sick.
This should be them being able to close things up, you'd imagine, with the Troll death for 90
doing it again.
seconds. They're in once more. Straight over towards the Phoenix. FNG gone. Squadix to die.
That Force landed a 5-man vacuum. That's insane. GG.
I mean, MOUZ. Some fantastic moves. And doing it with this melee draft. They really just brought the action. VP, there's kind of that one moment where they were able to kind of stabilize things a little bit, but outside of that, it was just all too much. MOUZ, full control of the game, and I think Unit, but Supreme, he loves this hero.
Yeah, down his style for sure. They wanted this, they probably wanted him to play, but also they wanted this EMP and Vessel carrier that can be very strong. Yep. And yeah, his comfort hero, of course. Interesting too, because I think a lot of people don't know how it all works, but your sustain is now pretty ridiculous in laning phase. It's very hard to push Invoker out, and if you do well in lane early, your universal stats just start carrying you. So the Puck versus the Invoker used to be quite a bit better. Nowadays, I'm wondering how much the Puck can actually slow down Invoker at all, because you have good base damage and heal in the lane always. So curious to see how that matchup is going to go. Bengen.
Oh, they're going to go for him. The stun will come in over towards Notice, and that will hold him back, so Bengen's able to step away.
They missed the Boundless Strike.
Oh.
He whiffed. He tried to hit the Phoenix, he just didn't connect it, and they didn't get the follow-up chase after.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yep. Quite a bit of mana used. Was that like 2 Firestorms, I believe? Oh no, sorry, he got hit by an EMP, plus he used one of those Firestorms. So Notice is actually kind of started the lane with less than half mana as an Underlord. Not the ideal.
And how is that lane anyway when you look at the matchup he's in? How does this go?
They have, I mean, they're going to have this damage, double damage mitigation that comes from Rubik and Underlord at some points versus the Sven and Phoenix. But Sven, I don't know. We'll see. I think the first few levels are going to dictate a lot of what happens down here, because I've been seeing these Svens have a much better time than in the past.
Yeah, and as with sort of any time we get these heroes picked up that we don't see a lot, I always like to ask, you know, what is wrong about Invoker? Why are we not seeing other people play Invoker? What are the flaws of the hero right now? You know that Invoker used to be that late game beast? He's not. Everyone just has 80% or like 60% magic resist as the game progresses. So you still can get there if you do have, if you get your itemization, you have control, but your damage has gone way down. Sure. So them picking it up says to you that they probably want to play this quite fast, MOUZ.
I would imagine so, but also he does have a buff up hero. I think that's the other thing you want to look at if you want to play Quaswex, is you have somebody that's really good with Alacrity, and they have one of the best. Sven probably one of my favorite Alacrity heroes, him and Gyrocopter in particular, because they both, Gyro dunks out the whole flak plus has the bonus, and then Sven just those big heavy hits. He just wants attack speed, which Quaswex provides. I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff in this game in particular, but now that Antares has, in my opinion, even better spells to steal this game, I want to see what he's able to do, because he's the only one who really had that like excellent game on VP in the last game. He was kind of the X factor to make them have a chance. So looking forward to see what he's going to be able to get. And this lane in particular for VP is the one I'm looking at, is how Noticed is able to do, like the panel was mentioning, if he's able to get these early auras to mitigate damage.
And it's got to be pretty good news for VP, right, that they get the chance to get this Monkey King, because Monkey King's been being banned out quite a lot of the time, right? Mm-hmm.
Especially when you want to get any of these, you know, these big tanky offlaners that can sometimes suffer. It's the Ursas and Monkey Kings are gone almost always when a team wants either Primal Beast or Underlord in particular, so they're going to have to deal with that matchup. But I feel like Primal can actually deal with it pretty decently, because he has great burst and great ways to cut trees and stuff. As Kiritich needs some heavy harassment. And overall, Kiritich, he had a rough game one. One of the rougher ones I've seen from him. So I feel like Supreme overall is going to do excellent in this mid matchup. I feel like he's going to come out pretty far ahead over Squad X, because you just can't harass this hero when he has 2 points in Quas.
Sure, we'll see how sort of the CS goes. I mean, but so far, indeed, 14 for 4 against the 11 and 1. It's not like the puck's out doing him with the burst or wave clear.
No, and it gets better and better for Supreme, because just you're a universal hero. So every time you get these stat items, you have like a 20 base damage advantage over the puck. So we'll see how Squad X handles that pressure, because last time Squad X, he actually won the lane, and then Supreme just devastated the map with the rotations. Supreme this time is going to have an advantage to be able to do so. And the side lanes are, to be honest with you, very gankable for an Invoker. A Quaswex Invoker versus an Underlord Rubik or a Monkey King Snapfire can absolutely set up for kills. It's not like these super elusive side laners.
I mean, what kind of build are you going for in the Invoker? You're just getting this Urn Vessel and running around the map?
Yep. Probably could go down the route of Witchblade afterwards if you'd like to be a little bit more scaly and stuff like that. Haven't seen too many other builds, to be quite honest with you, that people have been going.
So far, pretty close this time around on the lanes. Nobody getting heavily bullied, and still yet to see the first blood.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, mid lane is just the one that has that bit of a difference. Supreme just getting these extra denies.
Does it get to the point where the lane actually starts to get hard for the puck?
Yes, very. It gets quite difficult, especially if somebody checks a rune. That's the one thing, right? If you're able to get rune control, which Squad X is getting, then you have a bit of a better time. But if one rune gets taken, it becomes hard. He's playing the matchup pretty well, though. Trading effectively here versus Supreme.
I mean, I'd imagine as well this top lane. Look at the cookie, but not going to try and look to make any plays. Difficult for those two to make an aggressive move. But this bottom lane right now that the levels have come in, and it's been an okay start for the Underlord and the Rubik.
They shouldn't die.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for MOUZ to really ever make an aggressive play with the two of them. I just say, I guess it's really all going to be down to Supreme. I mean, honestly, at this sort of pace, maybe Supreme's rotation when it comes through is going to be the first blood potential of this game. You're going to look towards
They bring a third hero. They bring the Dark Willow instead.
That'll do it.
So they want this kill. Can they get it? They should.
Oh, I say no, he's got back up.
Is that another? Oh, they got him.
They do. Let's see if VP could get anything in return. They'll find Bengen. Looks like they won't be able to have anything else to throw down onto Narman and Yunus. So they get the trade, but indeed first blood going the way of MOUZ. Bringing the numbers in first.
Was that an FNG Lotus as well? It was. Okay, so that Lotus makes them go for that last hit over there. And Taris steps up real far.
He does. He's not going to get caught by the second round, but just the one though, so will manage to walk away.
He had Fairy Fire Stick. He actually was fine. Squad X, I saw Glyph usage there. He actually did a great job of blocking Supreme's Tornado in one of the last instances, so did end up blocking a bit of damage. And yeah, he's holding his own. Even though there's those denies that are coming out, he's doing pretty well in this matchup. Sven is actually getting slowed down, even though he did get a kill down bottom. Constant spam of the Underlord, since he is, of course, that strength hero. Firestorm percent damage does start to add up.
Absolutely. It's just a super annoying lane against the spam. Firestorm and the Fate Bolt.
The damage reduction as well, too, starts to add up, right? 14% from Atrophy Aura, then you'll have 15% from the Rubik, so...
In the mid.
A nice coil.
They can do anything in it with the Waning Rip, but a good split here between the two of them. Shadow
Supreme.
Realms doesn't matter. The burst is there through it, and Supreme... He's on the retreat, but he chased down to the three heroes. They'll get him.
Oh, big mistake there.
Well, there's a way out of that for him.
He broke his Ghost Walk to try to help his buddy. He could have just Ghost Walked and reset, ran away.
Sure.
Bit surprising of a mistake there from Supreme, trying to help his buddy. But hey, save your buddy syndrome happened in the last game from VP. This time around from MOUZ. Squad X with the rotation, able to get these nice kills. Beautiful Dream Coil.
Top lane of Kiritich, of course, with the moves that the support's been made. He's kind of been left on his own. TPs are coming in.
He's got the Jingu.
I see bottom lane, Yunit and Bengen trying to chase down Notice, but that's not going to happen now at this point. Notice too beefy for these two to kill off.
Only is not getting many more last hits. Might be jungle time pretty soon for the Sven. Any stacks being made either? I don't think there's been any time yet from the Willow, so not just yet, but can imagine stacks overall for MOUZ will be made for Olnit, while Monkey King might just look to play aggressive, so I feel like VP might have earlier timings to be able to pressure the lineup of MOUZ, and it's going to be up to Supreme probably to stop that pressure, since the Sven, I feel like Olnit's just going to be jungling probably for the next like 7+ minutes or so.
FNG. Caught by the onslaught from Force and into the Bramble, they'll be able to take him out. Rotation from Squadix should give them a solid chance of finding something in return. Nice tree cut there by Force to stop Kiritich from initially being able to chase, and Squadix trying to go for the Willow's not going to quite be able to do it on his own.
He wanted to save the coil for a bigger target. Could have probably just killed the Willow with it, but saving it, trying to maybe go for Force if he steps up again. But now Supreme, it's a good rotation he's trying to make here.
Oh, they might not expect this one, VP.
Kiritich.
See how careful Kiritich plays.
He's got double sentries in the area.
All right, should be pretty well set up for this one.
I didn't see why they tipped each other. I checked immediately. But interesting to point out also, I didn't get to actually do it this time around with the facets, is Notice did go the cleave facet. So we've seen mostly people doing the Necro one in the past. I've actually seen now 3 times in this tournament, I believe, people doing the cleave one.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I feel like
prefer
every
it
time
myself.
that the other facet was being picked up, right, in all the games I feel that we casted, you're always pointing out that these kind of minions would spawn and then just not really do a whole lot of useful things.
They kept just running to neutrals. I mean, I know how the 1200 radius, they just run to the first targets that they see, and it tends to be neutral. There creeps a lot of the time. I don't know. It's a very awkward one. But FNG.
Looks like dead again. Supreme.
They've got numbers coming in.
Squadix in with the Dream Coil onto the two of them. They'll look to burst through the Phoenix first, take Bengen out. Now they'll turn to chase down Force. If they've got any further jumps.
Fade Bolt in one. They've got the orb.
Coming in, closes the gap. Final right click. It'll do it, even with the attempt there to salve up from Force. He won't live. Squadix gets the kill. VP continuing to stay on top of these counter rotations.
I mean, Squadix is really, he's being that difference maker. That setup that he was able to get with his 2 supports on mid onto the Invoker. And now maybe even again, Supreme able to reset away with the Ghost Walk. FNG has a dust here.
Lay down the EMP, but
won't connect.
And no further control to hold VP in it.
All 3 cores looking pretty good now on the side of VP. And they do have really good mobility around the map, as we're seeing there. The puck can be places very fast, but they also always have that Underlord gate to come in and outnumber moves. So MOUZ definitely has to be prepared for those movements. As we see Bengen, he's just trying to find his level 6 on the Phoenix. Antares having the Ghost Walk is, to be honest, pretty nice. Sneak his positioning, be able to find this Sven, get a deep ward down. This is actually a really nice steal. going to keep him at full mana as well. Every time he Ghost Walk, he's got, I believe, with this point of Wex, it's like 10 mana regen, so.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Super nice for keeping you active.
Radiant's bottom tower
On the map, top lane, Kiritic.
Jump in, jump out.
I'm going to catch
That's
him
dangerous.
quite. Yeah, I mean, Force is still looking for him in the trees and does find him with the Pulverize.
He's got backup.
TP's coming in. Sunstrike's going to get dropped down onto him, but at this point, it's not going to be that much damage at all. Kiric doesn't care. So he's going to lay down the Wukong's command to make sure that there's no chance that MOUZ continue to fight into this. And MOUZ won't. They'll back off.
They get Pulverize. So Antara is able to snatch it up again, just like in that last game.
Radiant are scanning.
I definitely have to respect that, as we saw last game. Even though MOUZ did get the win, there were fights where that stolen Pulverize did catch them by surprise.
Oh, and I just saw something actually from FNG. Bit of questionable, Mr. FNG. No points in Little Shredder versus Phoenix. I think you always see 3-1-1, but you know, it happens. I guess he saw Phoenix isn't 6 either, right?
He's not 6 yet. He's not 6 yet on the
You
Phoenix.
can say that, but when he hits 6, it's going to be kind of funny.
We'll see, yeah. We'll see if he's ever find a fight in D where he turns up with a supernova.
See if it
There's no Little
matters.
Shredder to take it out.
Antares?
I mean, Antares is deep with the stolen Pulverize. Able to grab Force. Force will be able to turn and grab him with his own. Fear's coming out, but not in time to save Force. As Force goes down, and now VP they can turn and look towards Narman.
Narman did get Kiritic at the least there, so even though the rotation is coming in from Noticed.
And Narman should die for this though, so a 2-for-1, but indeed the carry's taken out. Supreme maybe seeing if you can clean up something.
Hey, I mean, them slowing down Kiritic is important because he's not really that big farming hero. He has to go for Battle Fury to farm, while Onit is a Sven. He naturally farms, and he does have the stacks to go back to, so anytime you slow down
he's coming back
King is
into the lane. Can Supreme do something here?
He saw the Ghost Walk.
Kiritic's got to play it careful. Supreme's going to reveal himself.
Supreme didn't have the greatest secondary spell invoked there for a second. He still had Sunstrike invoked after the Ghost Walk, so. If he had Cold Snap, perhaps being able to switch into like an Alacrity or something could have maybe gone for it, but didn't have that much backup. And okay, so diverting the build a little bit, feeling like the vessel's not that important, wants an answer to the puck. He's going for Orchid, so that makes sense versus this puck in particular.
Oh, they're going for him, and they've got him. They've got him in the pit. Jump forward from Kiritic. Supreme is dead.
Nice move, great numbers bringing in. Noticed the Atos this time around is going to be the build for him. So Auras will come later on. But wanted an extra catch.
Talking about builds as well, do you like this? I feel like we're seeing Monkey Kings kind of stray away from the Battle Fury build, but Kiritic is going to stick with it rather than the Gleipnir rush. I feel that we're seeing more carries take when they get the Monkey King in this patch.
I'm unsure. I don't know. I feel like Gleipnir just fits better in most situations, but if he feels like he wants this, it's fine. You know, he just wants to be able to get that farm and match the Sven is what that tells me. Is Bengen?
Ooh, here comes the Supernova. Can these two take it down? They
got
can. Easy egg kill here for Noticed and Antares.
0 misses. That's 17% on the Underlord and 9% on the Rubik. Not gonna miss. All 6 hits do happen. I think if they miss one, he actually pops, maybe. It's close. Didn't have backup of any teammates though, so no Tornado to cover or anything as bottom. Supreme, eating big damage.
And eating again, Antares with this stolen grab, just holding Supreme in position into the pit.
That's 3 deaths now for Supreme.
Ooh, and that's on an Invoker as well. You know, this is a hero. Not a lot of people are playing it right now. If you start to lose that early momentum, you can fall off pretty hard.
Absolutely. They've seen the Oblivion staff too, so they might know. Actually, they might not know which build because it builds into a bunch of different things, but great aggressive moves. The 2 supports playing around Squad X are really that difference. That 11-4, that 3K lead that they have is them moving around right now. Boy, yeah, Supreme. Might need to start moving around it with the supports, with the 2 of them a little bit better, since we did see just some like independent usages of spells right there, like the Egg. Need to have a bit more synergy on the side of MOUZ. It's VP this time around with that early lead, 14 minutes, 3K lead.
I should give a good amount of space here for Kiritic to get a decent timing on the Battle Fury and keep on par, at least start to catch up to the Sven. So a bit of a way to go, and you'd imagine that Yulnit's going to be more active and looking to join the fight.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Before Kiritic is quite ready for VP.
Kiritic will be able to jump away. So other thing, I've just been thinking more because, you know, you asked this Battle Fury and Gleipnir kind of question is, he is playing versus Sven and Uproar too, right? So that plus armor that these heroes get feels like it's much more effective versus a Battle Fury than a Gleipnir too, right? Just trying to think of like all the little things, right?
That's the Gleipnir just feels so good, I feel like, on Monkey King to rush.
I mean, I guess
nowadays.
we'll have to see if it ends up paying off or not.
Sure.
And if any of that damage mitigation from Warcry and from Primal, from the Uproar matters.
I mean, if he's going to stick to the jungle, continue to farm, having the Battlefield is going to do more than they've got. They're going to try and start a fight here with the Wukong's command. Immediately caught by the fear, though, Kiritich, so he'll get pushed back out of it.
On it, God Strength's popped. He's still caught.
And they're considering fighting off the side, forces in with the pulverize, but he immediately gets destroyed by FNG, coming in with the kisses. Kiritich jumps on to take down Nam, and Supreme will get noticed. But Squadix, can he jump out of the fight?
Nope.
He can't.
He jumped into the Sven melee range.
I mean, did you feel that he was getting a kill out of it? I mean,
no, that was crazy.
He wasn't that low, was he, at all?
No, he was almost full HP. Some mistakes coming around.
Sure, yeah.
Get punished heavily.
With that
and the dive.
Oh!
Almost cut the tree.
Oh, that was close. Bengen dives in. He's going to dive into his own death, though.
Baited. They had the ward down.
He felt that he could do that. I mean, even if he gets that, that's a bit of a cheeky play.
The dive is kind of thin, too. You have to, like, really dive on that specific tree. And, yeah, there's more than enough time for that monkey to react. So, I mean, mistakes all around. That's what makes this fun. 14-6.
Okay. And Battle Fury is complete. So we'll see how Kiritich's farm is able to pick up.
But only got, honestly, he got gifted Squad X. That was crazy. And that's a lot of golden experience that goes his way. So he's level 13 to the level 11 of that Monkey King. So he's going to have really good item timings now after that kill. Might even be able to just rush a BKB if he wants to go for the disassemble on the Echo and just look to get involved in every single one of the next fights. We'll see. An amp damage right now on Squad X, and they have the Rift up in about, or Fiend's Gate up in about 15 seconds. See if they look to make another move with that. And Supreme, Orchid's done. So let's see if that catches Squad X off guard, because there's not a Dispel, and he has, does he have the Yules coming? Okay, he does, just kidding. It just got finished, so.
Okay, he's got that.
Yeah, he's got it at literally the same exact time as the Orchid, so that could be pretty devastating for Supreme's first usage.
Oh, they're looking for Kiritich.
Oh. He should know that 3 heroes are now. As soon as that Wild One casts that, you know there's 3 heroes around.
Oh, yeah, he's smart. He's fully aware.
Neutral griefing the gank. I like it. Pretty hot. On it. He's got BKB. He's feeling strong.
He's super strong.
Supreme's gone on first.
He's not quite as strong. They get him with the coil and the kisses. Supreme's gone.
He got nothing off.
Unit's ready to come in from the side though and try and find some kills in return. Looking caught in the pit, pots the God Strength, still able to close in onto FNG, but no, FNG's able to jump out the side with the cookie. Finally, FNG will fall as Squad X, he cleans up Force and maybe see if he can jump in for more. No, he's not going to, this time around, he's not going to jump in on top of the Sven, that's for sure. So he'll hold back with the rest of VP. Happy with taking the 2 kills there, only losing the 1.
Supreme dies without doing anything. He keeps just running in. I think now he just has to be way more careful with position. He can't run in Ghost Walked anymore. They've got the sentry coverage always. I think he has to just start playing way more backline. Caught in the front. Sven used God Strength too.
Well, noticed. He's trying to take some of these Ancients. Pretty greedy. We'll see if he gets away with it. He's got Squadix and Antares by his side. He will not get away with it. He is dead. Squadix and Antares, they've got to retreat. They've got to get out of it. Force, he's ready to onslaught forward. See if he can close it onto Antares, but the blink's back up. Antares is away.
He also still has Pulverize on Antares. He just keeps stealing it the entire game, so they're unable to cover it. The positioning from Noticed, so aggressive on the Ancients, just trying to steal them away, I guess.
That's one of the downsides of having the cleave fast. You get tempted in these situations. You're like, well, I've got cleave, I can farm some Ancients nice and quickly, but yeah, not quick enough.
I feel like the graph tells the tale of this game kind of beautifully already. It's just up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, because even though it's 8-16, VP do have the advantage at the moment. This Sven is big. That's
true. That's the thing at the end of the day. Yeah, you're on it, and as you pointed out before, the level advantage, sub 15 and 16 in the mid force. He's going to get caught by the coil, but the BKB's there, so he'll back off.
And the other thing I was mentioning with Olnit is he's got a steroid. That's always what I like to mention. Is if you do, you have this type of farm, and you're going to have an alacrity thrown on it. Pretty scary.
That's true. So at the end of the day, if Supreme does continue to get caught and fall off, as long as he can press alacrity on his carry, they should be still in a good spot.
Yeah, but I mean, you ideally want a little bit more out of your Invoker, of course, too. But yeah, absolutely.
Unit's ready to solo carry this. And want to get themselves that kill onto Notice, getting caught a couple of times now in the Underlord.
I want to see them, I mean, honestly, just more buff ups for the Sven in particular. Just maybe even get him like a Solar Crest. Not the most likely item on a Dark Willow or a Phoenix, but I think there's arguments to just make the Sven try to go absolute god mode in this lineup.
He'll kill everyone.
Because he is that farmed at this point. He's 2k advantage.
Yep.
He's going to be, he sees the item, so pretty sure he sees that the Battle Fury's built. He's just rushing an AC now, so even more physical damage mitigation he's going to provide for the team besides the Warcry.
Yeah, it feels like it's just sure with the Battle Fury and then the BKB on Kuratic. He can turn up to the fights, get involved, but there isn't going to be this explosive amount of damage coming out the carry for quite some time. Even after that, he's obviously queuing up the Aghanims. He'll be able to live. If he gets the ult off, he'll have the armor, he'll be able to survive. But he is not going to be... It feels like he's going to be tickling this Sven.
I feel like, yeah, the damage I feel like is going to come from everybody else for the most part, which they are also quite farmed. They're having very good games here, and Taras in particular have to, of course, mention him having a blink and a 4-step pretty much done. We saw what he was able to do when they were behind in the last game, so they're still with this advantage. Could still get some pretty damn good steals. Smoking up.
That should help. Radiant are scanning.
See if they can get forced with this smoke. They'll get the jump.
BKB's back up, but they're chain stunning.
Can he get out? He can't. Let him drop the Dream Core to secure that one.
Nicely done. Found him isolated.
Dire's top tower is under
The
attack.
2 cores. MOUZ is definitely having a troublesome time on those two, even though Olnet is having such a free time.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
BKB done on Kuratic. We'll see if that does cause VP to try and find some fights with the Monkey King involved.
Definitely strong in the 5v5.
But can they kill this Sven?
If they can kite him out, right, that's going to be the ideal game, which it kind of always is versus a Sven, right? Just kind of kite, reset positioning. So I'm looking at their items, and if they can just acquire many 4-staffs in particular, that's probably the answer. And then the Lotuses come from there. That used to be the ways to always deal with the Sven. So they've already got double force on the supports to be able to disengage and re-engage. MOUZ looking for a fight themselves with these last few timings. Vessel was done now on the Invoker.
Catching Squad X is pretty difficult.
Do they have any type of blink? No.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
A little bit awkward for them to start the fights.
Can they start the Roche? They might not expect this VP, right? MOUZ just straight up walking
Very
into
unexpected.
Roche. Yeah. They've hit it with the scan, though. So they will know what's going on now.
Can they make it in time?
I don't know. It's going to be pretty quick with the God Strength.
They're
going to
TPing.
smoke up.
Half HP. It's taking some time.
Can they make the jump in time?
It's taking time. Kuratic.
He's already looking in for the side. He's going to get caught by the Bramble. Oh, the silence is there. Before the onslaught comes down, they look to burn through the Dark Willow and Narman. He's gone. But the Roshan has fallen, and Unit's been able to claim the Aegis.
He just wants to get out. His God Strength is wearing off. He does not want to fight.
Just full retreat. Let 1 hero, 2 heroes die. If they can get the cores out, they're going to be happy. Short force. He's going to try
to leave.
Get through the Twin Gate. He won't make it out. So they will lose 2, 3 heroes, of course, including Narman at the start of the fight. But they get the Roche, and they keep the Aegis on the Sven.
No, but
you don't take that?
I don't know. It took him a bit too long to really bring it down. VP made it in time. 3 big kills. BKB's usage as well. They get the Roche, but it's costly. I feel like VP's very, very happy with that type of trade.
We'll check the replay again, as you say. It's just taking a little too long. They get it now. But at this point, the fight's already kicked off, and VP ready to go. And you can see straight away, really, Supreme and Unit, they noped out of there very quickly.
Yeah. Force, he didn't have TP up, so he was trying to BKB and go through the gate because he couldn't BKB TP out, and does get caught at the end of it there. Way too early of an egg also from Bengen inside the pit. Nobody was there.
Dude, we're seeing, look on the net worth. it's all on Unit.
It's literally all Unit. He has to 1v5.
At the top, and then there's 4 heroes, 4 players of VP right behind him. You know, Antar is, of course, stepping up, taking over the farm of both Noticed and Supreme. All on the Sven.
Get the Solar Crest, buff him up, absolutely everything onto him.
Was unexpected.
Let's see if this pays off. It's always a difficult kind of position to continue from when all your eggs are in this one basket.
Yeah, and your Invoker has no game whatsoever. Even the Rubik, as we said on Taras, he had an insane game last time. He's having an absolutely crazy one this time. 10K net worth on this Rubik. And yeah, he can go for that immunization, just further deal with the Sven. He's got the Lotus already queued, so we mentioned the 4 steps, the kite. They're getting many of these answers to deal with the Sven. They're going to smoke again. They want to try to get a fight off of the AC timing with this Aegis.
I mean,
he is still very strong. He is level 18. It says, can they get the angles for this Sven?
And can they get the control out?
All they need to do is just let him hit targets. It's just, can he do that?
Squadix. And they jump in, he's going to get caught by the silence. We'll be able to remove it with the mules.
But he is dead.
Straight down into the root.
Ooh, can they get more?
They're trying. Quick jump to the side from FNG. He'll get back. Tier 1 tower should fall.
How much more can they claim with this Aegis? 2 minutes for them to keep swinging around as a team. And with Coil on cooldown, MOUZ can definitely look for a fight if they can catch somebody. Antares, he's cutting the wave. Kind of cute play there from the Rubik to stop them from going for a tier 2 push. And he'll TP to not get caught. Good awareness. MOUZ wants to get as much as they can in these 2 minutes.
No surprises there. Very fast on the AC. Faster than the patch. Fastest by 9 seconds.
Still quite huge, but Kiritich is catching up very quickly here. 15,000 net worth now on him, almost the same level. So the Battle Fury, just for the farm aspect, is absolutely paid off.
It has, yeah.
Instead of this Gleipnir kind of route. That's, I guess he just felt, I just want to farm, and it's definitely worked. Warcry stolen. A very good steal, to be honest, with this game, since he does have the shard also finished up on the Rubik, so everyone's just going to have that +6 armor on top of when he pops that Warcry for 15 more to deal with the Sven.
Radiant are scanning.
I was only going to, actually, only killing people is going to be very difficult versus this Warcry.
They own it.
He places the ward himself.
I see Kiritich, he'll get the stun out, but not really able to have any follow-up this deep.
He was the only one who felt safe to walk up the hill.
Understandably so. The rest of his team continue to sort of fall behind.
Smoked up, VP. How long on Aegis? 50 seconds.
Yonet's got to do so much in this fight.
Can he find the backlines at all is the question, too, because they don't have these blinks or anything to be able to jump the back, so it's kind of difficult for him to pierce into that back. He has to go through noticed.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This Underlord did just find himself a Dragon Scale also on top of Grieve, so quite a bit tankier. And yeah, the Warcry aura will be there. Hold it.
With the opening, with the Atos, I mean, Antares has stepped up as well. Over in the trees, they managed to jump the backlines. Kiritich straight on towards Nama. The Supernova comes out.
It's early again.
And VP, they're kind of not able to take out the egg, but at the same time, they can wait it out to the side. Supreme, of course, they're just having to run for their lives here. They get the root connection on towards the Phoenix Unit, out to the side. He's trying to get on top of these heroes, but he's getting kited and controlled. Cannot get on top of Antares. So for Kiritich in with the boundless strike onto the both of them. Unit puts the BKB. He'll look to notice first.
Good damage.
See if he can get on top of another target. Turns over towards Antares. He's got the pullback here. We'll be able to take out a double.
Big hits.
Now looks over towards Kiritich. Kiritich standing his ground against the Sven for now. Cookie forward from FNG. Chop the ball down. Let's get the stun out.
He's buffed up.
He's moving in. Can he cut down the Monkey King in time? The Balance Strike comes out. Unit, can he get this? Yours is there. A bit awkward timing with the Sun Strike coming in. It doesn't matter. Unit's damage alone enough to bring him down.
He is really doing it. He got onto Squad X at some point during this fight. Even though they sustained for the initial go at the Warcry, own it. An actual unit.
It's what we'll see Force actually try and see if we can get something more from this. He's able to get the catch onto FNG.
He should have him.
They're going to effectively get the team wipe.
Oh, they're back, and that's a gem. They're fully back, Owen.
I'll see it again, the start of that. I mean, as you say, Squad X time very early on in the action.
The Wukong, though, look where it's positioned. It actually ends up catching kind of nobody, and they're able to kite it out and own it. Great patience. He held his BKB forever.
Yeah. And good stuff from Supreme. He got brought incredibly low quite early on in the fight, but being able to control and mess around with Kiritich, it's just that little bit extra at the start of that deafening blast. And at this point, yeah, when Kiritich is on his own, no chance against these heroes.
MOUZ with that's a pretty big outplay of a team fight overall. That positioning that they're able to set up there. As the Aegis is expiring too, like VP's kiting out the Aegis and stuff like that, but Yolnit, great patience. He is playing super well this game. The X Factor, 6K difference or 5K difference between him and the Monkey King now.
Getting closer and closer to having the Satanic as well.
That was sick.
BKB on Supreme, so it's going to be even easier for him to get the chance to cast his spells without being blown up by VP.
Yeah, the egg actually, I thought the egg maybe was a little bit too early, but it was actually quite good. It ended up catching up Kiritich and splitting up the fight completely, so overall, MOUZ. Yeah,
there was definitely a bit of kind of chaos cause of the start, because you saw some of VP, like I think like the Underlord, he was in under the egg trying to get some hits on it, but the rest of them were kind of like they wanted to keep distance from the egg. So definitely caused a bit of panic for VP.
And they never dewarded the ward too. That ward that Olnit literally ran up and placed before the fight started, it was there the entire time. So they had full vision of the complete fight. So these type of things do matter.
And they knew that
ward
was there.
It was there. They saw him place it.
With the fact that he ran up and threw the stun out the Monkey King when he put it down, they knew it as clear as day that ward was in position.
And vision, it helps you, like in fights, it lets you just do so much, right? It lets you like pick and choose pretty much everything, get pre-casts, pre-orchids, etc. and stuff like that, so.
MOUZ.
Perfect timing of a team fight for them to recover.
And MOUZ, they're more than ready to go again around Unit. Sure, the overall net worth lead is there for VP, but we saw last fight how much MOUZ could do. Unit's now got the completed Satanic done, so it just finding the damage and situations to kill the Sven. Sure, you might be able to kite him, make him run around the fight a little bit, but actually killing this Sven, it seems very difficult.
You're gonna have to isolate him. You're probably gonna have to, like what they tried to do last time, right? Kill the rest of the team and then find him afterwards, but they just couldn't finish off a couple of these heroes, so he did have the backup. And yeah, afterwards, as you said, Force found FNG, took the gem, so now they have that great vision advantage for these next upcoming moments, and they have a blink, so they have an actual way to start fights, which they didn't really have before on MOUZ. They just kind of had to walk in. Now they have Force being able to blink and pulverize, perhaps. I think this ward caught Kiritich. I believe it saw him for a second down bottom. Force, he's looking for him. Yeah, they knew. They see the monkeys. They're following these statues. Couldn't quite find him. Squadix has gone, early boots of travel. So wanting to just deal with the lanes and kind of pull MOUZ apart is what that tells me, and then just join the fights afterwards. Interesting approach. Wants to kind of stall the game out is what that would tell me, and just get a bit more farm. Since right now, as we were saying, it is really just still Unit who's getting that farm. So maybe just wanting to get that 3 cores scaling in comparison. But I love that Olnit has a casual gauntlet of strength. I don't know why it amuses me so much, but it just looks really funny.
I'll soon be ready to swap that out for an Aegis. They're going to look for the Roche. It's going to be back up in just 40 seconds.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We did see earlier, of course, VP able to bring a fight down here and able to make something happen out of it. We'll see if they get the chance to come down and do so again. They're starting to get to the point where they will have the damage to take down the Sven, especially when Kiritich is able to finish off the Daedalus.
Yes.
Once that's there, this Monkey King is going to be slapping pretty hard.
And they have all these items in order to try to counter that Sven, as we were saying before. The kiting and the Lotus Orbs and whatnot to just protect each other to ensure that the Monkey King can try to, so. And I'm watching Antares. He's been holding on to Warcry for the most part, but is trying to get other spells, but have to keep tabs of this Warcry. Small crit now for Olnit, approaching at 25. He's 23 at the moment. FNG goes for the blink, so egg hitter, right? That's what that would tell me for the snap. They probably feel like nobody else can actually just commit to hit this egg at this point, so FNG now has just a blink that he can just blink into the fights and go for it with the Shredder, now that 15 talent's online. But Roche looks it's going to be free here for MOUZ.
This time VP not able to make their way over here. Looks near quick enough.
Looks like it maybe was a call from them to just play the eco game, right? Like I was mentioning, the puck went for boots of travel, and they've just been kind of forcing lanes in, and the gold has definitely gone up drastically for them. That gold lead went from, what, 4K back up to that 9K because of them just split pushing and doing just, map control. MOUZ, with this timing though, do want to look for a fight. Since I think they are looking and they're seeing VP heroes split up all over the place. But VP, when they have the Underlord and puck split, they can always join back in. So they will have the 5-man in most of these situations anyway on VP. want somebody. That would be the dream. Force has a blink.
There's the opening. Then with the pulverize, onslaught to follow, dragged back here.
The Lotus reflects.
Unit, he's able to put the BKB though, stand his ground against Kiritic. At least
Is
he's
he
trying
though?
to. It's close, but he will succeed. Unit takes him down.
He has the Satanic, made the difference there. Nice try on Torres, throwing that Lotus, I believe, onto the Monkey King. Almost gets him with that reflected stun, but a big kill. They get Kiritic. That was literally smack in the middle of the Wukongs. All 5 plus the statues that were popped out afterwards also beating on him and still couldn't stand him. But almost.
He said they were very close to being able to sort of just fully control him. We're getting the chance to BKB pop his ult. Definitely gave a little bit of a scare to Unit, but not too much. He knew he had it.
The Satanic and the Paladin Sword, just that little bit extra. That physical damage, right? What you're saying? I mean, so much armor that this Sven's always going to have versus it, so. And Supreme now at this point, he's had a pretty quiet game, to be honest with you, but now it's much easier for him to play the fights. He has BKB. So overall, Supreme can get his spells off pretty much every single time in these fights, unless he just makes a mistake. Same as last game.
They're already getting pretty deep, but he has, of course, got the Aegis ready for round 2, even if they pop him the once.
Satanic is popped. Can he hit a creep? Nope, they'll pop the Aegis.
A nice fake bot there from Antares to secure that.
And they get the banner with the little shredder as well. So that push, they'll be able to stop it for now.
Full Daedalus delivered out on Unit.
He's very close to 25. Might want that for the next fight, unless it just comes to them around this ward.
Definitely might have some element of hesitation with the Aegis gone.
They're actually smoking up. They're going to go for like the smoke ahead of where their Invoker TP, because they're maybe expecting a rotation to come because Supreme showed bottom. Let's see if they can find the jump here. They have this ward.
Coming.
They break it. Kiritic shows.
They're going to be able to jump over the walls. He's able to get the BKB off. The pulverizes.
He's held in place. He's gone.
Cut down the Monkey King.
80 seconds.
That's a painful loss there. The rest of them just having to run. Squadix should be able to make it away with the orbs and the blinks, but yeah, no Monkey King for 70 seconds. Caught at the front of the fight.
He's the one, he was leading the charge as well too, perhaps needing to play a little bit further behind, because he's the one they want to go for. It feels like in every single one of these fights, he's the damage dealer. If he dies at the start, there's no damage from the rest of them. So I think he has to be a bit more patient with how he jumps forward.
Because there's very little to do. If Force pots BKB and goes in with the pulverizing,
they can't do anything.
Unit puts BKB and God Strength.
Yeah.
That will just kill the Monkey King every single time, and there's very little, if any, play to counteract that.
No way to stop him from being grabbed. You can't get that Force Staff or anything out of that. So now 25's been hit on only too, so even more damage that this Sven is going to be dishing out. And can even start going for these Tormentors and his own Shard, which is going to be fantastic. If because he doesn't have the Shard versus the Monkey King yet too, which is just going to make him even tankier.
He's literally the only
Squadix.
Oh, they've got the opening on him. Was he able to jump out of this one? He's got the phase shift. Should be fine.
See if he gets cut off. They might keep. Nah, Supreme's not going to go for it.
It's too far. It's too far.
But Supremo has a Hex now too, so that's going to be the actual full cast for the puck as well too. So they're starting to acquire these very, very strong items on MOUZ.
I mean, there's just no way that Kiritic can go in first.
No,
it's got to be
cannot.
At the least, noticed or Squadix. Even if the puck dies, right, someone else has to go in, tank this sort of lockdown so that the Monkey King can actually get in, get that Wukong's command down, and do some sort of damage.
I think, honestly, they might want to wait for Squadix to hit 25, get the 25 Dream Coil Pierce so that they can actually just grab a target, throw a Wukong's afterwards, and just have them isolated. They probably have to wait for this timing. Otherwise, I feel like those next few fights look very difficult to just try to deal with Olnit. Because, yeah, the last few, just blink, grab Monkey King, and he dies, and there's not a save.
I guess the only way, right, is what if Antares is able to steal the pulverizing
and pulverize it back.
Exactly,
but
that's on the primal, but that's...
Yeah, at this point now especially, I think he covered it the last 2 or 3 times that I saw as well too.
Yeah, I'd imagine he's going to be keeping on top of that, because that's pretty much the only way that they can stop MOUZ just completely controlling and killing off the Monkey King.
And also, Antares at that point is in the front of the mix, and if he gets hit by any disable, it gets stopped. So it's pretty unlikely. They can't really let the Monkey King get grabbed by the Pulverize. MOUZ sticking together as a 4-man unit. Invoker, the only one really split up, finishing up that Hex, which is going to be very strong pretty much versus that puck in particular, but also just any type of extra disable, as we've seen.
That should help.
Tense moments. MOUZ ready for the fight. Spends up for the Hex. They have this vision bottom, so they see Notice pushing up a bit far. They're getting a bit split up, though. Olnet wants to go for mid, while his team wants to go for bottom. Oh. They look like they saw the Monkey King for a second there, right? They pinged it.
I think so. They might have.
Believe that Olnet did see him, but VP's already on the disengage. Can Notice get out? He's quite slow.
They're just going to go straight for him.
He is too slow.
And with the Pulverize unit, he's ready to go for the God Strength, ready to run down the two of them.
The
Notice
cleave.
and FNG cleaved apart.
Oh, an attempt to save that ward on the right side there, still catching Noticed, and Underlord, one of the slower heroes, he just crawls and attempts to crawl back to safety, but it really was a crawl.
Let's see if they can do anything else. Probably unlikely with the God Strength soon coming to an end.
Yep.
MOUZ, they'll settle with that, just continue to get these next set of items done. Oh, C&D, just not a chance. Anyone that gets caught close to this Sven right now, disappearing in a couple of hits. Bam! Was that 2300 crit coming out there from Unit?
It looked higher. I thought I saw like 3K, to be honest with you, but I don't know. It's insane. Banging. He's got ult. Doesn't want to use it.
Yeah, doesn't want to do it.
25 hit on puck. So they do have that Ags coil now. Well, they have the 25 coil and they have the Aghanims 2 for his damage. I keep saying Ags coil because it's muscle memory, but it's the 25. But that could be a big difference if they can catch these targets inside of that coil plus a full Wukongs. Might be the only way to bring down Olnet.
Yeah, Unit's got the Blink Dagger swapped in now for the Tread, so even easier for him to find his targets in the fight.
Yep, Swift Blink, of course, being super ideal if he's able to get that. 30 seconds, no Phoenix. VP trying to catch them off guard here.
Kyrus, he's got to be careful. Can't be the first to reveal.
No. It's got to be Squad X to start that fight so he can get that good Wukong. Back and forth they go. Go through the portal, drop a ward, go right back to bottom.
I mean,
Rush, it's long.
Yeah, it is, but it's within that potential spawn window, at least from the perspective of VP. So they know that they've got to try and hover around this area, not let MOUZ get the chance to take it.
Both teams playing around that ward. Supreme, bit off the mark there with that tornado. He's gonna waltz in under a ward and sentry. Scouts out the area. They know there's vision there. They know where everyone on VP is. There's patience. Checking for smokes. They do have one on the side of MOUZ for Bengen to go for a potential big wraparound if they want to go, because they know they're going to be parked there on the high ground. While on VP, do they have a smoke left? They don't, at least on top of themselves right now, so can't go for a wraparound themselves. And I see the line drawn, so they are thinking about it right now. Best way to approach these type of fights is just to get that angle.
VP with the high ground should have at least a chance to react, but may not fully expect the attack to come in from this direction.
Squad X and Kiritich.
Radiant are scanning.
They seem to know.
MOUZ. Squad X, yeah, just staying right back out of the action, ready with the counterplay.
Full refresher was just bought from Force, so he could double pulverize, lock someone down.
Oh, Force. He's in. He's going to go straight away over towards FNG. FNG's able to get the Lotus off out to the side. He's caught the Bramble, and one hit from Unit takes him out.
He's got another BKB if he'd like to on the Primal Beast. Can they D-ward on the side of MOUZ? They're scared to still walk up to go for the D-ward even on that cliff. Olnit's got strength. It's halfway.
VP, I mean, can they look to try and fight when they know the God strength's gone?
Look at the mid and the top lane. They've drawn the lines. It's a hefty amount of range creeps pushing in.
10 seconds till Roche.
God strength is gone. Roche is going to start shifting positions. It's going to be going toward top. They're going to start making the move. Both teams preparing.
Yeah, MOUZ back off to deal with the lanes and to try and push at least this top one out at a speed that's going to allow them to get over to that Roche spot.
God strength up in 30. It's going to be back up for the fight. Hex also, oh my, wait, what? Narman even has a Hex now too, okay. This could be difficult for SquadX to survive. If he gets caught from an initial Hex, he could just die. I don't think they, okay, they will see Narman with it too on the creep wave, so they will be aware of that one at the least. Force, looking for an angle. He's waiting 15 seconds for his BKB. He does have the refresher if he feels needed.
God strength's back up.
Again, VP camping on the high ground. Supreme trying to get info, sending Forge Spirits in. Sunstrike for vision every time it's up as well. Tense moments, I mean, they both just know how important this Roche is. It's pretty much everything. FNG, you can see his positioning since I believe he's one of, I don't know how many people have buyback, but he definitely does because he does not because he had to use it before. So he's all the way in the back lines. He is still pretty important because killing the egg for the rest of their heroes is still kind of complicated. Constant spam of these waves.
Force. He's definitely going to be tempted to go as soon as he sees someone. Both teams are going to continue to do this, just hover around this Roshan point.
For VP, if one person steps too far out of position, they're just going to get completely exploded. Kiritich did just hit 25, so he has that additional Wukong. But have to be very wary of their positioning. Forge Spirits to scout. It's been, what, almost 3 minutes it feels like that both teams are just staring at each other. Attempting to pierce through more. Force, he wants to try to get a ward down. They've passed one over to him. This is so tense. Gonna start working on the Roche, all right.
I mean, he can and knows he won't, it'll be slow, of course, because he doesn't want to blow the God strength for it, but he's not going to really lose much HP doing this. And this is now something to get the grab on the Primal Beast at the top. Let's see if they can start in a Force.
They're unnoticed.
The God strength turns straight over towards the Underlord. He's trying to chase down Notice, but Notice is forced to the side. He'll survive. The egg will fall. Unit jumps back in with the Blink Dagger. Still hasn't quite been able to kill off Notice. The Sunstrike.
It hits.
It will. That will finish up the job.
Hold it.
He still wants to fight with the
BKB's ready.
And Force, he's back in. He puts the refresher, the BKB's ready. Onslaught across towards the two supports. FNG's gone. They look to SquadX. They caught it with the Hex into the Pulverize. SquadX is gone.
He has no buy either.
And Force, maybe seeing if he can catch Antares as well. Antares, he'll buy himself some time with the Soul and Pulverize, but the Hex comes in from Nam and into the Tornado from Supreme. They'll catch and kill off the Rubik as well.
And Notice is caught on the left side as well. It's a dieback.
Back for this. They put everything into this fight, VP, to try and make it work, but it just has not.
MOUZ with so much patience. They wait to strike, and they do perfectly. That was a beautiful Sunstrike for Supreme, but overall, the catch onto the puck, the Hex, the double Hexes, all it takes is one disable.
Oh, they want to kill Kiritich. They're making the move straight down towards the bottom. They don't want to go and finish up the Roshan. They know that the Monkey King's still out on the map. They feel that they might be able to slip him up as well.
He's ninja geared. He's going to break. He knows where he is.
Kiritich doesn't expect this. He expects them to be trying for the Roshan. See if he can get away from this one.
Oh, the Simeon stride.
He's quick on the retreat. He'll get away. Meanwhile, Unit and Bang, and they're bringing in the top wave, so they're ready to start doing some damage. The building's got strength back up.
There's no buy from the Underlord. They might just be able to push forward here, at least for 2 sets. He might even go tier 4. He's asking for it.
Oh, he is. Here we go, straight away.
He's looking to end it.
We've got 10 seconds till Antares is back up, but you know, Squadix 20 seconds, FNG 10 for 15.
They might just be able to end it before they
I
respawn.
think they might. Fortification comes out.
Does come back.
See how scared he is of the 2 supports. BKB's back up in 8 seconds, so it's getting close to Unit just being able to put the BKB and looking to win the game. The tier 4s are gone. He's onto the Ancient, found his forward. He's ready to get some kills on the way out. He's able to take down Antares, turns towards the Ancient, puts
He's just
the
killing the
BKB.
throne.
Unit's ready to end this one, and this game is over. This series goes the way of MOUZ, 2-0. They'll be moving on.
Wow, Unit, what a beast. This game, we said he had to deliver.
He did.
Stayed at the top of the network the entire game, and he absolutely did deliver.